Okay, here's a trade on Friday, January the 7th, 2011, with E-mini Day Trader. And we've just gotten filled here on an order. So we've sold 4 contracts to take a short position at the price right there. You see 1267.50. So you can see that our stop is in place for a point and a half. So the stop is at 1269 even. And you can also see that our buy limits at our target prices are also in place. So we're looking to buy 2 contracts at 1266.75, buy 1 contract at 1266 even. The bottom order is set at 4 points initially, 1263.50, but we will more than likely adjust that manually depending on what takes place in the market here. So we're just waiting to see. It looks like we're just a tick away from hitting our first objective here. So things are looking good. The time that you see down at the bottom is my time, which is Pacific time. So this is not pre-market. This is after 11:10 a.m. Eastern time. So there you can see the market has come down, filled us on our first objective. Actually, it's now moved a point in our favor. So we've been filled on our first objective at just 3 ticks, 3/4 of a point. Now I've had to just adjusted that manually down on our stop. I'm not sure why, but Ninja I have it set up to automatically reduce our stop from 6 ticks, which is our initial protective stop, and reduce that down to 3 ticks once our first objective is hit. I don't know why in this particular case it didn't do it automatically. It usually does, and that's the way it's set up. We'll just, sometimes there's quirks in it, whatever, but we'll just monitor it here, see if it does adjust should the market come down and hit 1266, which is our second objective, and at that time our stop should automatically come down and be adjusted to our entry price, which is at 1267.50. So as it stands right now, if the market should turn around and rally here another point and hit 68.25, then we would be stopped out of our second half of our position, because as you know, we initially sold 4 contracts. We have 2 remaining. So if the market should rally and stop us out on those 2 contracts at 1268.25, we would lose 3 ticks or 3/4 of a point on each one of those contracts, which would be the equivalent to what we just made on the first half of the position. So obviously that would be a wash. It would be it'd be a scratch trade, less the cost of the commission. So this has been a good area of resistance slash support. I think we'd mentioned it recently on the video, and so we're looking at the market to now that it has traded below that 67, 68 area. It has set us up for a short trade, and as a result, we're expecting the market to find that the once a good support area around 67, 68 is going to flip over and now be pretty good resistance. So that's really what we're working on here. That's one of the factors, I should say, that we're working on here on this trade. And so we're looking for further decline in the market. The next area really of support, if you've been watching our videos, is down around 63. So placing that buy limit down at 63.50 is not a bad idea. However, with the acceptance of trade below the 68 area, 67.50 area, we could actually see even more of a fall. Although that's, we're certainly not predicting it, but it certainly is possible. So that's what we're monitoring right now. And but we will adjust that as time goes on here. See how this trade unfolds. By the way, when you're setting up the Ninja automated trade management feature, even though you might want to adjust your as we do our final 1/4 of our position manually, you still have to place a target on that final position in order to have the automated trade management feature to activate and actually work. So we've put it in as 4 full points, which is 16 ticks. So that's why you see that buy limit target down there for one contract on the final 1/4 of our position with a buy at 1263.50. So we're just going to let this trade run here a little bit, and hopefully it can sell off a bit more for us here, and at least hit our second objective at 1266. So we'll just kind of let it unfold here, and we'll just watch it for a few minutes. Okay, it has come down and hit our second objective. We actually haven't yet been filled, but you can see that our stop has been adjusted already, and it has come down to our entry price at 1267.50. So even though we haven't been filled on that second objective, so we're still short too. If the market does not fill us and come up and stop us out, it would stop us out at break even on those final two contracts. But as you can see what just happened there, the market has filled us at 1266 even for a plus 1.5 point gain on 1/4 of our position. We now have our protective stop in at 1267.50, which is where we entered the short trade. So we'll just see how this unfolds. Probably make an adjustment here on this 1263.50 as the market has a potential to have a good fall off here. Now that we have this, you can see our bar has just changed to a paint bar. It changed to cyan and now lime. And when this bar closes, what I will do manually, and this is one of the techniques that we use from a trade management standpoint, is that we can manage our trades manually according to the structure in the market, so that if we do have a short trade as we do right now, we can manage our final 1/4 of our position using these paint bars as they form. So you can see that this bar here, we're just going to wait a moment until this bar actually closes. But we would call this a selling bar in the sense that this bar has taken out its previous bar's low. It's not an inside bar, it's not an outside bar. So what I've done there is I've adjusted our protective buy stop on our final 1/4 of our position, so it's just one contract, to 2 ticks above the high of that selling, most recent and lowest selling paint bar. So you can see the high of that line bar is at 1266. So that's why we have adjusted our protective buy stop to 1266.50. And if we should be lucky enough for the market to continue to fall off here, then we will just keep making those adjustments as the market continues to sell off. So I'm just going to kind of adjust the scale here a little bit, and then just move this buy limit out of the way, and just be able to make the adjustments on the stop. So we're just going to go ahead and let the market run here. And if we're fortunate enough for the market to continue to sell off, we will just keep adjusting our buy stop accordingly, as opposed to, or instead of, exiting our final 1/4 position at 4 points or 16 ticks, which, as you know, was that original buy limit order at 1263.50. So we'll just keep monitoring it here. If we can get another bit of a sell-off here, it'll likely produce some more selling paint bars, and we can continue to make adjustments on the stop. So we'll just see how the market unfolds here. Worst case scenario as it is right now, though, if the market does come up and hit 1266.50, we'll make 1 point on that final partial position, because as you can see, we are currently short just the remaining one contract from 1267.50. Okay, so we've got another selling paint bar here, and you can see that it has a lower high, and that high is at 1265 even. So I have lowered the stop down to 2 ticks above the high of that selling cyan bar. and the high of that bar is at 1265 even. So I've placed the protective buy stop for the final 1/4 of our position to 1265.50. So it makes it pretty easy from a trade management standpoint once we get into one of these trades to just go ahead and easily identify the best place to adjust our stop. So I'll just move the chart over there a little bit so you can see it. It looks like we might get stopped out here, so we'll just kind of monitor this and see how we do. So the 1265.50 would lock in 2 points on our final partial here, should the market have a bit of a bounce here. So we've made so far in this trade, we're out of 3 of the 4 contracts. The first 2 contracts was just 3 ticks each, and the second objective or third contract was for 6 ticks. So that's a total of 12 ticks. Should we get stopped out here, that would give us another 8 ticks. So we did get stopped out here, another 8 ticks on the 12. So we made 20 ticks on that. So that's a profit of 5 full points, and it's $50 a point. So $250 trade that we were just able to execute here today. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you got something out of that.